Yay! Oh my gosh. You did it. You posted a thing, it went viral, and nobody bought anything. God help us. Have you ever had this experience where you're getting lots of likes, lots of followers, lots of comments, lots of hearts, laugh emojis, lots of reshares,
Mm,
lots of forwards? Oh my goodness, people saying, "Oh, this is so good." Yes, and wanting more and more content from you. The more viral you go, though, the more visible you get, the more crickets you're hearing. Or are you even spending? So you're investing to boost the post, and all right,
mhm.
the post is boosted. We are spending on ads, and the ads are running, and still no sales of your product, program, service. It's just a hot load of crickets. There is a huge difference between likes and sales. Engagement itself does not pay the bills. And if you've been posting into the fireplace, if you've been posting into crickets, this episode is for you, right, Nettie?
Oh, yes. And we can talk about all of these things, whether you have, acquired a big list and no one's, and like acquired meaning you have built a big list, or maybe you've acquired a big list.
Might have bought it.
You might have bought it. You might have spent money. You might have spent money on ads. You might have designed the perfect social media campaign that is getting oh so much engagement. Or, as Victoria said, you might have even gone viral, but it did not hit your bank account. That's what we're going to talk about. What are we going to do?
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, with what we're going to do, why don't we tell people who we are? Nettie, who are you?
I'm Nettie Owens. Welcome to Wake Up Women Leaders. This is our 14th episode, and we are so excited to have you here today. I am an executive coach primarily for women and some men who appreciate this perspective. And what I do is I help women who are in a leadership role to be in that role without burning out, to help them reach their goals, stay on track in the way that really ties into their strengths, creating their own system of success. And I do this through coaching, I do it through speaking events, as well as programs that help you stay accountable and on track. Over to you, Sensei Victoria Whitfield.
Huzzah! So, Sensei Victoria Whitfield, Sensei means teacher in Japanese. That's where I get my title, is from the practice of Reiki, which is an energy therapy for managing how you feel and improving your health and well-being. I am also a high performance coach and multi-year business owner, helping conscious entrepreneurs to get and stay grounded and clear in mind, body, and business. How I do that is by supporting them through retreats, right? Solo retreats or group retreats, as well as online platforms of meditation, masterminding, all to integrate uh, the support network around you to increase your energy so that you can increase your income and therefore impact.
Yeah.
And this is such a potent topic. Um, Talking about the social media, like especially Nettie and I both have been in business for a long time, and we've also been in business before really having social media and getting clients before
Correct.
social media. And so uh this is like a preview for the rest of the episode coming up right now. TLDR, learn to sell.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't know how to ask for the sale, or to ask for the opportunity to serve, you ain't gonna make no money. And a
Mm-hmm.
girl's gotta eat. At the end of the day, you may look cute, you may have spent a lot of money on how great everything looks, but if you're only spending and posting and not receiving and converting, we got a problem.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Um, yeah, I love how we're doing the bottom line up front, because you could just take that little tidbit and run with it. And actually, I think that there's a lot of folks out here. This topic here, I know we're talking about sales, I know we're talking about likes on social media, but when we are talking about making the ask, the call to action, this applies across the board wherever you are trying to influence people to do a thing, right? It is not enough to show up and look pretty and not ask for what you want. So throughout this, we're really going to be talking about, you know, being clear on asking for what you want. That means asking for the sale, and that might be very uncomfortable for you. Not gonna lie. I think especially for women, we are so much in a giving role that perhaps one of the reasons why sales can be so challenging is because we would need to ask people for something, and that is, you know, to give us their money in exchange for the thing that we're offering, and that can feel very, very uncomfortable. Um, maybe you're feeling that as a guy too, and that's fine. We're not excluding you from feeling uncomfortable. But I'm just wondering, I mean, I know there's a lot of pressure culturally, socially to not ask. So that might be part of what's coming up here. But it may actually not be a mental like block that you have or a societal block. It may be that you actually just don't even know what drives your sales. Like, it is possible that you're thinking you posting consistently every single day is the thing that gets you dollars in your bank account, but you're not tracking anything to be aware of what is that connection between.
Blame it on me.
I know. Thumbs up just came up on my screen for those who might be listening, not watching, unexpectedly. But you might not actually be tracking to have any awareness about, is your social media working? Are those posts that you're putting out every single day or week or month, whatever it is it even working? Do you know what that through line is between your content and making a sale?
Yeah. And being able to tell what's the point of the posting as opposed to just posting for posting's sake is really huge. Like likes, comments, and follows themselves are not a sign that people want to buy your product, program, or service. No, it's just a sign that, okay, I was here, essentially, or I looked at this. Maybe in passing, or if they commented, they looked a little bit more into it and wanted to say something. Great. But that has nothing to do with sales. This is all about the raising of awareness. And what dropped in for me also when you were speaking, Nettie, is how women as givers, people as givers, are so used to giving to the point of depletion that if someone would just pay attention to them and see them at all,
Mm,
that is the win. And with love, from this point forward in time, just draw a line in the sand and say, attention is not the win, right?
mm,
Attention is no longer the win. Many times when we're how do you say, stereotyping women. So what do women love? Attention. Yeah, that's okay. Who doesn't, first of all? And if we're living into that stereotype of, oh, I just want someone to see me and like what I'm doing or express approval for the fact that I did a thing, or I baked a thing, or I whatevered, if that's what you're on social media for, with love, that is your hobby and that is your mental health. That has nothing to do with your business. If your why for posting on social media is to get likes, comments, shares, subscribes, forwards, and just general reactions, if the only reason why you're posting on social media is to get attention and to get a reaction out of people, if your fundamental why is just, ooh, look at me, the why is misaligned with sales. I mean, unless you are getting paid to generate content. If that's the case, this episode is not for you. Like, with love, great. You do you, boo. But I'm talking to the rest of everybody else that is not getting paid per click, paid per comment, paid per subscriber, etc. And there are plenty of people who do. Great. And for the rest of us who aren't in that business model, you've got to shift your why from I'm posting for attention and to share my world so that someone else will be in my world because I'm lonely and I'm feeling unseen in the giving. Or I feel expressive and I want to put my art out there, whatever it may be. Nothing wrong with sharing your art, but share it with a call to action. Share it with an introduction to, hey, I can do a thing, or hey, I'm selling a thing. Like, don't just post for attention. Post with a call to action of some sort so that people know what problem can you solve for them.
I think this is such an important point to make. You are operating a business. Unless your business is selling likes, then getting likes is not the goal. So Victoria here is encouraging you to start with why. Why are you posting this content? What do you want people to know? What do you want people to do? In our case, with this podcast, we want you to follow us. We want you to come back and listen to what we're sharing here. We want you to feel like what we're sharing is helpful to you, that you would take some of these ideas and use them. And then when you have trouble putting all the pieces together, because we're talking about lots and lots of different things related to leadership and business and being a woman. So when you have your own unique flavor of what's going on and you get stuck, we want you to remember that we're the people to talk to. And so we do have a call to action at the end of every episode for you to comment, connect in order to move forward. That is a very passive call to action. We're just going to be like straightforward with you about that. There are other kinds of calls to action, something like, we're going to drop a link in the comments and you can buy our book. If you would like to buy our book, follow the link in the comments. That's a call to action. If you'd like to book a session with us, follow the link to book a session. There are things that we can ask you to do. We could let you know about an upcoming event that you could register to participate. So for us, we have a passive call to action for you to just engage and let us know that you're here and listening and following along. And then we're going to drop more active calls to action in periodically. And we're just sharing this with you to use it as an example of, it may be something more significant, like specific, like buying a thing. It can also be a more passive call to action, like keeping in touch and staying connected to this. But we have an intention, and we always have, that our content would engage and activate the people that we want to work with to take action. So in like starting with that why and understanding that if you're listening to this and you're in business, there should be an end game there where there's money transacted.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, find something else to do. Otherwise, go back to running your business and let this be a side hobby where your content is just for the enjoyment of posting it. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're in business and you're posting business content, then your goal is to make a sale at the end of the day. And if you forget that, we're here to remind you of what that is. I also
Ding ding, this is your reminder. Like, that's okay. This is huge. Huge that you said that. Because how many people are watching right now? And you could comment me in the comments below if this is you. How many of you are paying for platforms like this is StreamYard, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Paying for like automatic posting or post management platforms such as something like Hootsuite or I use Buffer or whatever. How many of
Mm-hmm.
you are paying for ads, paying for the graphic design, paying for Canva, paying for all these different
Social media
things?
specialist or just an assistant who's posting these things for you. Yeah.
Yeah. So, paying for a whole friggin' department.
Mm-hmm.
And you're looking at the money going out, and the story internally is, I'm doing it because that's what I'm supposed to do. Stop it. Like, there's this idea of working hard is honorable. Working hard makes people respect what you're doing. Looking busy is successful. Vanity, vanity, all is vanity. If you look like you're working hard, if you look like you're busy, that doesn't mean that you are actually working smart or that you are actually busy collecting payments. The like we're gonna knock on it until you get it that it's time to sell. And the when you have an engaged audience, you have people who are actively like hitting the heart buttons, the likes, the laughs, and stuff like that. They're watching you live, maybe even, or they're commenting and sharing. These are people who know and like and trust you. They're enjoying engaging with what you're putting out there. And so every single one of these people are potential clients if you have the courage to invite them, if you have the courage to raise the awareness on how you could help. I have a story to back this up. So Nettie and I were talking about this. Well, one of my cohort mates, when I was studying web development, sales, online marketing, and all of that stuff, one of my cohort mates was the first runner up for American Idol ever. Amazing guy. And tens of thousands of followers, brilliant. Millions of people knew his name because he was TV famous, right, throughout the whole country. And he was in the cohort as one of my classmates trying to learn how to do this because he was broke, famous and broke, famous and broke. And if you're watching this, mwah, I love you, brother, because you are an amazing amazing story around this. Because I remember talking to him or being in the mastermind and being like, dude, you have so many people following you. If you would just put one post, or even if you were to pick up your phone right now and press go live and say, hey, I've decided to start offering voice lessons. I'll drop the link in the comment below for you to get on my calendar. Your life would explode. And he had to process emotionally like the anxiety of that. And so you may be an artist, you may be world renowned and recognized, but broke, right? You're the starving artist. When I speak on this, when I do speaking engagements to help educate people to rise up, there's the starving artist archetype where everybody knows your name and you don't have like two pennies to rub together. It's because you're putting out the art, you're pushing everything out, and you're not making it a point to send and receive at the same time. God gave you two hands, give and receive, with one of each. Don't just push out all of the art and have that sense of nobility of I'm a martyr for putting out my magnum opus, and I'm entitled to people paying me because I am famous, or I'm entitled to people paying me because I hung my shingle, or I'm entitled to people paying me because I spent so much time, money, and energy putting together the most perfect thing. Girl, I better stop talking because if I I'm feeling a soapbox. But long story short, there's so much wisdom and brilliance. You're an expert. One of my mentors wrote the book, Expert Secrets, for this exact same issue. Russell Brunson trying to knock people over the head to say, stop. just being an expert, stop just being a star and an artist, and instead break free from the grind and allow people to come in and support your mission and purpose by them paying you to help transform their lives in ways that you could solve problems. Uh, I better
To
stop. I
me,
just,
this is a systems problem. Shock.
yes,
Okay, so we always kind of bring a piece of the pie, each of us, right? Victoria and I
yes,
have uh, the whole mix that you need. We're going to share one half each, right, of that whole mix. And for me, the half of the mix is the system, right? So it is important if awareness is on social media. If you are selling something that people can buy online, then yeah, getting out there online is important. Side note, there are other ways to get out there in person and other methodologies, but if getting out there online is your method, and building awareness online is your method, then we are talking about creating a system around that. So yes, putting that content out there, knowing that your content, its intention is to lead to the sale. So you are educating your audience, you are speaking to their pain points, you are sharing your stories, you're sharing your case studies, you're putting all these things out there. So we're thinking really strategically about what's going to help that person know, like, and trust us. Then we are always making sure that somewhere in this sequence, we're asking for the sale. So we've talked about all of those things. What we haven't talked about that is an important part of this system is tracking. And tracking is a non negotiable. This is not something that's a nice to have where you're like, oh, you know what? I'm just too busy to track. If you don't know what works and what doesn't, you are wasting your time, you are wasting your money, you might even be sharing the wrong stuff all together. So we need to start looking at, like, if you have no baseline, then we're just going to start tracking numbers, and we're not only tracking like how many likes we got, we're tracking what time of day did we post, and what was that post, what was the content in it, and did you have a call to action that day, what are your numbers today when you made that post, and tomorrow when we make the next post, what are your numbers, so that we can start to see what's moving the needle. And we're going to then make decisions from the data, make decisions that are aligned with the data. We did a share last week about not completing your checklist, right? Like, don't check all those boxes, be you, right? But we can also translate the not checking all the boxes in the sense that if you're starting to feel like, oh, I'm just going through this routine process, take a picture, write some words, post on social media, ignore it, move on to the next thing, and you are literally just checking boxes to consistently post content, I do think consistently posting is important. But if you're just checking the boxes, and you don't understand which part of that process is working or not working, then you are better off stopping, checking only the boxes that work, and then moving on. And the 80-20 rule, Pareto's principle, is a really great concept to bring in here. We want to always be looking at what is the 20% of what you're doing that's working. And it may not be what you think, but the only way you're going to figure that out is by tracking your data and making decisions from your data. One of the most successful women in online marketing has all her data from every post she has ever made. I mean, it's years upon years of information, and she is constantly looking at that information and making decisions from it. It is highly strategic. And you don't have to have a strategic brain to do this. You can have a creative brain, and you have a person who is making sure that those numbers are written down every single time you post.
Mm-hmm. And for all of my creatives, my big picture thinkers, people who are high on the quick start or like want to be first in line or early adopters, if you're listening to tracking and you immediately are losing altitude, like, ooh, God, next you're gonna tell me to do bookkeeping. Ew. Like, with all that, there are people who are listening to Nettie who have the other wiring, and they're like, tell me more about my numbers and spreadsheets, baby.
That's
As a
right.
color
Oh my goodness.
coded.
Yes. Bring it
Are you gonna
on.
are you gonna bring in an automation? Right? So there's different strokes for different folks, praise God. And for those of who for those of us who are like, I'm not having it, I'm with you. So, like, think of it this way. You love your car, you love that it's able to take you from point A to point B. When you go in the car, you know that if you don't check the gas, eventually you won't be able to get to point A to point B. And there are plenty of those of you who never, like, you'll go and you will actually run on E. God help you. But I would encourage you to have it at least towards midway. If it starts going beneath midway, go and refuel. Something, moral of the story is something is tracking for you. You
Mm-hmm.
may think that you need to start tracking, but something is tracking for you. And the fastest way to get start with tracking what's working in your marketing is if you have sold something, or if you have convinced somebody to work with you in some way, shape, and form, even if it was as a testimonial or a gift. What you do is you stop everything you're doing and you go and you get the person, like the you look at the person and ask yourself, where did they come from? Where did this money in my hand come from? This, I know it sounds like break it down Barney style, but with love, we're there. We are at this point where we are at ground level 101. If someone gave you a money at any point in time, you need to give yourself a day to sit down and be like, how did this money find me? What is this person? Male, female, age, demographics, what's their income? Do they listen to podcasts? Are they on TikTok, like LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram? Whatever. Like, get into curiosity of where did they come? Did I meet them on the street? Did I meet them in networking? If so, where was I networking? Did someone send it as a referral? Oh, should I go and talk to that person who sent me a referral and say thank them? Side note, yes. But something is tracking already, just like the gas meter in your car is going to let you know, hey, the gas is a thing here. Your money, your bank account, your calendar, if you haven't gotten a paying client yet, and you're in startup mode, okay, fine. But your people are tracking for you. Go back and look at them and list out what are the problems that they have that I served or solved. What do we have in common? How did they describe what they got out of working with me? Go back to them and then focus in your marketing on only what brought them to you rather than trying to reinvent the wheel, catch the next trend on TikTok or whatever, or to try and get all of the perfect boxes checked, like Nettie was saying, to be as viral as possible. If you want to make money, and that's what we're assuming here on this episode. If that's you and you need help, go ahead and comment the word connect, CONNECT, connect below in the comments. Nettie and I will reach out to you in a 3-way LinkedIn so that we could get you onto our calendar and we can talk to you about how we can help. If you need help with this, we're here doing our
Mm-hmm.
best to be visible to let you know that you are so loved and you're supported. But it starts with you reaching out and commenting, connect, you self selecting and saying, yeah, this is a problem that I need help with. And I'm ready to at least talk about what would it look like to get this solved.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our door is open and we are happy to receive you. And we're modeling that call to action for you to see and respond to. Next week, we're going to be talking about the difference or kind of looking at where the line is between having an event and having an experience. And it's really a follow on from what we're talking about here, knowing your audience, knowing what they need, and giving them that so that they know how to take the next step. So we've been talking a good amount about events, and this is kind of our next exploration into this event space and seeing how that translates for you. So breaking it down here today, what can you take away from this? Number one, start by looking at, where is the tracking happening already for you? Can you follow that thread? Can you build on it a little bit? Is there any adjustment that you need to make to your content that's going out? Like, is there a small shift that you can make that would make it a call to action or to invite actual engagement, actual conversation that you can then take to the next step? Look at what you've got already in the hopper. Is that post for awareness? Is it for trust building? Do you have anything in the pipeline that speaks to conversion, which is a call to action, right? And remember, you're here to make a sale, and that is a worthy goal, because when you make a sale, you help people, and more people you help, the more fun you have. Hold on, I don't even know how this works. Go ahead,
I
Victoria.
got it.
Fill me
I got
in.
it. So making good money is a spiritual thing. It is good. Making good money is good because whenever you make money, you are helping someone, right? More good is happening in the world. And when more good people like you make good money, more good happens in the world as an extent. So don't be afraid of closing the sale. The reason why it's happening is because you are helping improve someone's life. I mean, this is my specialty, is helping people heal their relationship with sales in a really soulful and integrous way. There's so many people who have amazing hearts that are so embarrassed to ask for the sale. So we got your back, whether it's from the inspiration and mindset or from the systems and strategy on Nettie's side. We've got your back to make sure that you do that. So, by the way, if this episode is resonating with you, have you engaged yet? Make sure you hit like, share, subscribe, so that you get these notes first every time that you're online. Share it with a woman in the world who leads an organization, association, or chamber who you admire and love, so that you know that you want her to wake up. We are sending you so much love. Mwah. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now, everybody.